We're live?
Yep.
We are live. Just tell me when somebody comes in. Nobody's here.
Three already.
Oh, three already.
Mm.
Jeez, pressure's on.
Your mic.
Huh?
The
Oh,
mic.
yeah, the mic. Right. We didn't even do a mic test. Can you guys hear me? Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. So it seems like people are getting very afraid, or governments. No, people. Even Elon Musk is afraid of the how quick AI tech is progressing.
Mm.
So there's an article at FBC, or where's this, Fiji Village, and yeah, this is from the States, but the guy who owns, or the CEO of ChatGPT is like, um, we need to slow this down. We need to come up with some like regulatory body to like manage AI in the country. Now that the problem with that, and they said it really well at the end of this BBC. It sounds like the sources
Mm.
of this article, and it's like, um, what was clear from the testimony is there is bipartisan support, so both the Democrats and the Republicans support for a new body, or to create and like somebody to regulate the industry. However, the technology is moving so fast that legislators also wondered whether such an agency would be capable of keeping up. And that's the thing. I mean, we're on like Chat GPT version 4 now, I think, and like this is just started in like October last year.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how, like, how would they keep up with this? And like who? I was actually watching. There's a guy. There's a guy on Instagram, or on YouTube. He's like an ex-military guy. He
Yeah.
interviews all these, like, all sorts of people. Usually it's military stuff. But he's interviewing this hacker. Have you
Mm.
seen any of his clips pop up on YouTube Shorts lately?
No.
So he's interviewing this hacker, and he's like, he's showing him how quickly he can. He has this like little device. He's like, "Here, I'll just do something for fun here," and I'm gonna log in, and he just turns this thing on. Within 3 seconds, he's created like 15 different like Wi-Fi's that like mirror like the same Wi-Fi that their whole studio is connected on.
Mm.
And he's like, if you just accidentally like logged into one of mine, I'd see all your passwords. I could log into all your
Sure.
bank accounts, and it's just like this little like thing that he was holding. It's like,
That's crazy.
yeah, I don't like. I have no idea. Like, I can edit YouTube videos, but I have no idea.
Mm.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Oh, Sean Ryan show. Yeah, he is a hacker guy on there.
Really?
So what's up with this banana? Have you guys heard about this banana? The $120,000 banana. I don't even.
It's so bananas.
That is bananas.
Mhm.
It really is bananas. I gotta pull this up. Is this? I did see something about this. I did not look into it though last week. So, guy who ate $120,000 banana in an art museum says that he was just hungry. Uh,
So it's an actual banana duct tape to the wall, and
so yeah, just a banana taped to the wall. No way.
and
It
that's
is
how.
literally yeah. It's just
What if the
wow.
banana goes like really ripe and do they change the banana or
Well, I guess it was
for
edible, right?
120,000?
Right?
I
What the heck is going on here?
mean, dude, you gotta pay for 120,000 and then it goes ripe and then rotten and then what?
Well, I just want to know how he sold the banana for $120,000. Like, I have so many bananas, I'd be a freaking millionaire.
You,
I'd be a
it's
billionaire by now.
exactly, bro.
It's all about marketing. It's all about marketing. Like, if you can market your products well, you can make them. You can charge whatever you want for them. I
But
guess
you could just imagine him walking around that art museum and he's like, "Man, I'm so hungry, and this banana
that's what it
looks
sounds like
so
happened.
good."
He just like, you guys gotta go look it up. It's just a banana taped to a wall, basically, and that's an art piece. Oh my gosh.
Isaac says that's the hybrid banana.
Yeah. No, I have hybrid bananas, and they only go for like $10, $15 a bundle. Trust me. I know. This makes me sad. I'm gonna quit now. Man, that's ridiculous,
Yeah, that's crazy.
dude. I'd be a billionaire.
But
Sheesh.
just a banana art museum, different types of shapes, duct tape to the wall.
Right? So this guy. So tell me about this. Guy
Mm.
spends 76 days underwater.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
So what did he do?
Um,
He wasn't
well,
in the water. He was in like a submarine
yeah, he was just like,
or
he was
in.
testing out how can you like survive in the water. It was sort of like you're preparing for like apocalypse or such,
Right.
and testing out the submarines or whatever and how long you could live underwater for.
Right.
So that guy is on the 76th day and still
What?
counting.
Oh, he's still down there.
Yep,
Sheesh.
probably through the whole year, I guess. I don't know. They started off last
Oh,
year.
he's got Wi-Fi down there though.
Yeah,
What?
I don't
How
know how
deep is he?
deep is it. Yeah, it's in the article. I
It
don't.
does.
I didn't read the article
Uh,
through, but
I'm just trying to find out.
that's the case. I think it's not really that deep. I don't know.
I mean, you got Wi-Fi signal because it says that he eats eggs every day and he does morning workout and
Mm.
then he teaches virtually for the University of Florida. So like
Just from underwater.
he's got Wi-Fi down there. Yeah, he can't be. But still, I don't know. It definitely can't be trusted for somebody like that.
Mm.
Somebody who volunteers themselves to be underwater for like more than 2 months is not a trustworthy human being.
Would you volunteer for underwater or
What amount of
to
money
be
would I
in
need?
a deserted island?
Uh oh, definitely deserted island.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I don't I don't care about humanity enough to spend 2 or 3 months of my life underwater. No way. Sorry guys. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So there's somebody that fainted at the wheel, bus driver.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what? I did see this.
I did.
Yeah, I did see this like last week.
Mm,
So this bus driver just faints, hey?
mm.
And then this 7-year-old kid just like grabs the wheel.
Yeah. He wasn't even panicking. He was
No,
just
no,
he just walked there like stop the or well, like push down the brakes or whatever and then turn off the keys. Like just chill. Call the police. Oh man, call the ambulance. Call
yeah,
911. And everybody was
man.
so stunned about him just being chill at that. I don't know about me. If I was in that
The
situation,
thing
I'd
that
be
you'll notice about
panicking
yeah,
like crazy
yeah, definitely.
at that age.
The thing that you'll notice about this video is that the bus is not like a Fijian bus. Like
Mm.
the guy that like the kid was just able to like. Oh no, it does have a bit of an engine cover there. Like the buses in Fiji, like it feels
Mm.
like the drivers are like they're like in their own like vehicle almost.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's that big like engine, like where the engine and the transmission everything sits, like
Mm.
right in the middle,
Mm.
and so you'd have to like Tarzan over that to
Yeah.
like get to
Imagine,
the guy.
imagine the Fiji buses if the third bus driver faint. But you
You
jumping
just
off the window.
yeah, this bus actually like looks like it would be somewhat safe. The Fiji buses, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, better not.
But
Like,
there's a lot of videos like this one, like bus drivers fainting or having a
yeah,
heart attack, and I've watched a couple of those.
I'm sure it's happened.
But for us, Fiji bus drivers, usually the buses like breakdowns or like going uphill and then it starts rolling back. Oh yeah, you heard about the bus that rolled back in what's this road going down to
Nanduri,
Nanduri?
yeah,
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago. Yeah, we came past that bus. We went up just a small hill
yeah.
and then the brakes started and then the
No,
bus started rolling back and everybody just started jumping off the
you were in
bus.
the bus.
No, we came back. We were on our way. Because the road was bad during
Yeah.
that time. What was it? 2021.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
yeah,
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 we
yeah.
were
There's a big landslide,
right.
and like we blocked the highway, so there's like a bypass.
So we went past that just like 5 minutes after the accident happened.
No,
Yeah,
did
yeah.
the bus go in the
Yeah, it
ditch?
rolled back and then went to the ditch.
Did it get
Mm.
damaged?
Yeah, and a lot of injuries in
Yeah,
there.
lots of injuries.
But everybody was like,
Did anybody
just
die on that one? No.
no,
Okay,
no,
because there was
yeah,
one during that time. It was going down past Lava, like on the coast, on the way to Lambasa.
same thing
And
happened.
they, yeah, well, no, I think it just went off the road, but
Oh,
somebody or a couple people passed away, I think.
uh,
Yeah, it's a lot of liability. Like as like to have a bus company. I
mm,
was like, I always think about that when I see the buses in Fiji. I'm like, sheesh.
mm,
Like, I guess it's the same thing with anything. I guess if you're driving a vehicle, you pass people, like you could hit all the people. But like
yeah,
with driving buses, it's like you have all these people that are relying on you, just like in that moment. Like if
mm,
that driver makes a mistake, like they're all dead. You know,
yeah.
like the Sunbeam and Pacific transports, like the big buses
Oh,
and
those
BT Live and
guys
stuff.
drive so crazy.
So crazy. And like I've been on those buses. It's
I
actually
usually,
so
do you have you ever been on one of those buses?
yeah, but yeah, many times.
I usually sit in the middle because I don't want to sit in front.
In the front,
Yeah.
I sat right in the front the last time
Uh,
I was on one. That was in like 2016, I think, and that was trippy because
mm,
like you're just like coming up to the
yeah.
corner, like holy smokes, and then the bus. I don't even know how it makes it around those corners sometimes. Like some of those
The
tight bends.
suspension
I'm
is
like, oh
really good.
man,
But
so scary.
yeah, I was always been sus about going in those buses. So well, my assumptions like if I sit in the middle, I'll be safe. You know.
Oh yeah. I
or
wonder where
uh,
is the safest place on a bus. I don't know.
there's no really safe space place in the bus. I guess probably at the
Yeah,
back.
you'd think they'd have to be in the back, eh?
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I choose middle.
In middle too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I go with the middle. So, would you rather take? The question is now: would you
Mm.
rather take like a big bus or a mini bus?
Oh, yeah. Oh, probably minibus or bus. I guess I'll take the bus because
Because mini buses were notoriously, or at least in the early 2000s, maybe they still are. Are they notoriously like dangerous? Like no, well, I think
yeah,
that's
people are
they.
just too sketchy about riding in a minibus. But if you're on a, you're rushing to somewhere, well,
Yeah, I knew it's like
like
it's always the fastest way to get to Suva.
yeah, I'll just sacrifice my life and just hop in this minibus and hope
Yeah.
for the best. I'll
Did you
get
ever go
there.
on one?
Yeah, when I
Yeah.
used to go down to Nandi, uh,
Was it
on a
like?
rush, like I guess I'll just take the minibus and
Do they go fast?
yeah, yeah, like
Yeah.
really, really fast. Yeah.
Really?
But I guess they've well, accidents happen anytime, whether you're experienced driver or not,
Yeah.
whether you've been driving down that same road for for all your life, still.
Yeah.
But the way they drive is like they know the bends, they know the
Yeah.
uphills, they know where to
And they know whether
stop.
they can pass and all this
Yeah,
stuff, right?
and they know where the cops will be. They even have their own phones, like calling each other. Oh, there's a cop uphill. Oh, careful! And then they give out their signal lights and all
Oh
that. And
yeah.
they slow down.
Minibuses were a vibe in the early 2000s. Maybe they still are. Like I don't know.
Mm.
I'm out of. I live here now, so I don't know anything about minibuses. I think there's like two of them in the north. But there's a few, but it's like Northern Express is like a silver Toyota Hiace, and then there's another one that has like looks like a rainbow colored. There's like there's only a few here in the north that go between Lambasa
Uh,
and Sabsabu. It was a vibe because I used to live in Nandi,
mm.
and like where they'd park, they like open all the doors, and like
Subwoofer.
boy, like yeah, like loud music and like the minibus stand, right? And they're all
Yeah.
just like lined up there,
Yeah.
like I found out Suba, like they're just like
Ondua.
why? And then like as they leave,
Mm-mm.
like the
Yeah.
buses, hey, like revving their
Everybody starts
engines.
running
Uh,
towards it. Okay, Bonto, Bonto.
and I just remember seeing them leaving like the downtown Nandi area, and there's just like
Mm,
people like sandwiched in there, like
yeah,
packed in there,
fully packed, man.
and this van just ready to send it full speed because they only stopped in where would they stop? Singatoka,
Singatoka. Singatoka. Yeah,
Navua?
yeah. No.
No, that was
Singatoka.
Sunbeam. We used to stop in
Yeah, the
Navua.
buses will stop in Naruto, but yeah, only Singatoka.
Singatoka, yeah.
Mm,
Boy. Yeah, that was like those things were a vibe.
mm.
But yeah, actually, you know what? Public transport's a good way to get around. Like we drive most places now, like our family. But like if you're on a bus, like you're going somewhere and that time is now available for you to do something that you want to do, like send
Mm.
emails or answer phone calls or like
Yeah.
make phone calls, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like work on your phone. Well, for me, that's how, like, because before we had the vehicle, we would use the bus, and
Mm.
like when we go to the bus, it was actually like a useful time.
Mm.
And now it's just like 40 minutes of just driving,
Driving down.
right?
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like maybe an hour 15 or an hour, but it was
Mm.
like you could get stuff done.
Yeah.
So it's like but the problem is that like you're on their schedule, so you can't just come back whenever.
Right.
And like there's also like um you don't just get to run around town with your vehicle. Like everything has to get back to the bus stand, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So um
Bloody hell.
what?
Yeah, gecko just shit on me.
Oh, Gecko just pooed on you again? No. Where?
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, yeah. Come on, gay.
The same one as yesterday. No, because I was here yesterday. Jeez. They don't like this live thing.
Geckos be just dropping bombs everywhere.
Oh, I saw this article about the FRU. You got a summary for me?
Also, who's the guy? Lutuna. What's his name?
Um, like the Valentambua.
Yeah. Or whoever is like representing FRU.
Yeah.
He's on his way to France or England. There was supposed to
Okay.
be a test match, so he's like doing
With
like a
the flying
proper,
Fijians.
yeah, like
Oh.
a legal stuff to like properly so that
Oh.
they could play with that test match sort of thing. And yeah, but this it's a whole
So
article.
yeah. So the administrator of Fiji Rugby, Simeone Valentambua, says he is focused on ensuring all the legal processes are followed to get Fiji Rugby Union out of the legal mess that previous administration had put our parent rugby body in. Parent rugby body. He stresses that the suspension of the FRU from the World Rugby Council was due to FRU risking everything our forebears had built up for the FRU by acting fraudulently and misrepresentation. He says FRU was saying they are a company, yet they are a charitable trust legally. Uh, the Fiji Rugby administrator says FRU is also saying that they have a CEO and a board of directors. However, the last valid constitution for 1997 of Fiji Rugby Football Union Trust Board does not provide for a CEO or a board of directors, but an administrator and a board of trustees. So instead of I guess I'll keep reading. He says that all this needs to be regularized and legalized in the next 6 months. We have no choice but to comply with World Rugby conditions so we can regain our seat at the World Rugby Council. Yeah, of course. So, okay, this is actually important. So, Siromi Turanga, Minister of Justice, had to move to protect the assets and operations of the FRU, appoint interim trustees of the FRU to take it to a special general meeting, and appoint an interim administrator to act on behalf of the interim trustees. Turanga confirmed that as Minister for Justice, he exercised his powers under the Charitable Trust Act in his meeting with the previous board of directors of the FRU. He says the FRU cannot operate as a charitable trust as it is being run by a board using articles of association of the FRU company. Turanga says this is illegal for charitable trusts. So this also raised the questions about deals and agreements entered into by the yeah. So it just seems like they got to get their stuff in order, and so that's good. Like they'll get
Yeah.
it figured out. I think it just seemed like I said before, it seems like nobody knew what was going on or what the last person had done, and they were
Mm.
just nobody was taking ownership of what was going on, basically. So I think this is a good wake up call, like I said before.
Mm.
Yeah, you got any comments? Any questions?
Yeah.
Hit
Hello
me with one.
again, Ryan. Ready? What needs to change for the younger generation to see interest in farming? Do you see an interest from the youth and young adults to enter trades
Hey, Sava.
Oh, farming.
Sorry, guys. We're doing this live. Hey, Sava. Please not in the house. Okay? You guys can go outside. Outside, please.
Okay.
Please.
Do you want me to read that again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What needs to change for the younger generation to see interest in farming? Do you see an interest from the youth and young adults to enter trades or farming?
Um, well,
That's a good question.
yeah, that's a good question. I think, well, what I would want to see, and I guess I'm technically still a youth in Fiji up until the age of 35 or something like that. Crazy.
Thought you're 41. Nah.
I don't know. Somebody's got to count their cash in front of me. I got to see people like making money doing it. You know, like instead of it seeming like there's just like big barrier to entry and that you need to, do all these things. Like somebody, what's how does the saying go? Uh, like there's some people want to call themselves leaders, but they just leave people feeling like I can't do that. Whereas like a true leader like inspires people and leaves you feeling with the feeling of like I can do that.
Mm.
Is that you know what I mean? It can be said better. But sorry guys. Hey, what's up, Harley? They're trying to start church. So we live in the village. I'll get back to the question, but it's church time and the kids are playing. So they're yeah, they're still like a. It's kind of cool because kids have to still be responsible and abide by the rules. Hey, Seva,
Seba.
come here. You just play here. You just play here. Those kids have to go to. Huh? Okay, you go down there then. No, you can go down there. We're live. We're live. Sorry, everybody. You can go. You can go down there. So there's a like a church service that was happening during the week right now, or like a Bible study. So that's why they can't make noise in the village.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, that's what. I'm not trying to make this all about me or whatever, but that's what we're trying to do with the Waka brand. Is create like a try to create like a blueprint for people in the South Pacific. Like it can be done. Like you don't have to leave. You can actually come back here and like you can either invest back in Fiji through us, or we can show you like, hey, like give you the encouragement to be like, this can be done, and like don't look at us like because we want you to look at us, but like because you feel like we bring a value to whatever it is, agriculture, the food industry, and like give people an opportunity to be like, oh, I could do that,
Mm.
you know?
Mm.
Because like I feel like everybody just gets discouraged because don't want to talk about, how did you win? I don't want to share it. I don't want to tell you how I won because
Yeah.
then we're gonna be in competition.
Yeah.
It's like, or just share the info so that like you guys can all
Grow together.
grow together.
Mm.
Um, yeah, that's how I look at it. Like I want to make sure that people feel inspired when they see us, and I think that's like right now we're in a position where like we didn't have like a product, but like we have a story, and so do you. Whoever anybody watching this, like you also have a story, and you should just share it because you don't know if like if worst comes to worst for us, like old, like there'll be up to this point. There's almost like 4 years of almost daily posts. I have over 100 vlogs on YouTube, which are like that's like all of that content for my consumption, like the memories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like if nothing ever happened with the Waka brand, which it's already happening, but like if everything just like went to crap, there'd still be something for me at the end of the day,
Mm.
and there's still something for us to look back on. And like this is also like so we didn't get to the end of our life and be like, what if? I always say,
Mm.
I didn't want to get to the what if, and I don't want other people to have to feel like the what if thing. um And so I think I was even reading something today about the brain drain in Fiji again,
Yeah.
and how it's affecting the private sector.
Mm.
And like, I don't know who answered the question, but they're like, we, Wonder if I can just
Pull it
think,
up.
huh?
You wanna pull it up?
Yeah, I think I should pull it up. Like this is the kind of stuff that takes me right off. For reals though, dude. Like when if it's church or if it's um business, like if you gonna talk about something and then you leave me with like nothing to act on,
Yeah.
like no actionable like homework, it's like
Mm.
what are we doing here? You know?
Yeah.
Like I get you can leave people with thoughts because thoughts change actions, you know,
Mm.
sometimes. But to always leave people with just a bunch of information, it's like you either have to give them something to think about
Something to do.
or something to do.
Mm.
That's like otherwise like what are you talking about here?
Mm.
So it's just the most frustrating end to an article ever. Uh, so this person, I'll leave them unnamed, like says that so the problem is emigration. So immigration is people coming in, emigration is people going out. So this article was titled something about emigration. That's why I clicked on it because I was like, oh, we just talked about this.
Mm.
And so in order to like make sure, because the private sector is like reporting rising difficulties in attracting sufficiently qualified staff to fill their business needs. And yeah, I get it. I see that. I feel that as a business owner. And he says, so at the end of the article, Fiji can continue to enhance its focus on training and skills development. So Fiji can continue to enhance its and also like why do we have to talk at this like upper echelon kind of level? Like the they like talk like you're talking to a third grader. That makes people want to listen to you.
Right.
Like as soon
Right.
as you're talking about like so basically I said Fiji can continue to enhance its focus on training and skill development. Fiji can continue to educate people.
Right.
What's skills training? What's training and skills development? That's education,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So whether that's post secondary, if that's like practical, like trade stuff, or
Mm.
Fiji can continue to continue to enhance its focus on training and skills development, aka education, job matching programs, and initiatives to boost labor force participation rates. What
What?
what are we gonna like blah 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 job matching programs? Job matching programs. So I would assume it's a it's a program where somebody would like come out of school
Mm.
and they're matched to an employer
Mm.
or something like that. Uh, and initiatives to boost labor force participation rates. Initiatives to boost labor force participation rates. Like what does that mean?
I don't
What is
have
an
a
initiative?
clue.
So and things to encourage people to join the workforce more. Like I I don't know, like starting cooler jobs or starting cooler businesses.
Mm.
Like making people look like working for us could be fun.
Mm.
Like but like it's just like like that because that if somebody said that like businesses need to market themselves not only to customers but also to employees.
Yeah.
That's like if somebody said that, like I get that.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't want to go work for some lame wad and make $2 or $4 an hour or whatever it is now.
Mm.
Like when I can go to New Zealand and work for a lame wad and make like
More.
$20 an hour,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
And there's also no education on people before I leave that subject. So like you got to make yourself look cool as a business too.
Mm.
Just like our advertising isn't just for customers to get people in the door like at Fresh. Like
Mm.
it's also to get like more people like interested in our business so that when we are ready to franchise, like people are like, yeah,
You
I
want
want I
invest?
want a store
Mm.
in here. I want a store in that part of Suva. I want a store in Tavua or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Like I want to buy an area. But then there's also like we have people like we have almost every day people are asking for a job like at our shop. And like it's all
Mm.
like like the people are coming to us
Mm.
because we just created a place that looks like it has a cool vibe.
Mm.
People have heard that like we treat the staff well, you know.
Yeah.
Like also like somebody in his position, again, he's I'm leaving him unnamed, but senior economic officer. Like I think he's just been doing it too long. Like doesn't he's just talking like we need practical solutions,
Mm.
right? Businesses should utilize social media to make themselves look like
Yeah.
they'd be a fun place to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be something practical I could
Mm.
work on. Anyways, I'll start talking about it. What are we talking about again? Why? Okay, we're talking about
Yeah,
farming,
we derailed. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So
like
farming.
young people and farming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
What
like let's just show people that it can be done.
the in
So I haven't done. I don't consider myself having done it yet. So I want to encourage people to get into farming because of our lease over there on that side, and I want to use it. So it's been really difficult to
Mm.
try to like you have to be able to find the right people, and so I think we create a program where people can come and use our land, and we provide all the things that they need, and it's like a
Mm.
win-win. I don't know what that looks like exactly yet, but I'm already doing that with Office Boy.
Yeah.
We're doing it on his land though, but I think it's gonna be a cool partnership. Yes.
I can I can tell it and I can tell when we get change and we go to church.
Oh, can the kids go to church?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. But can you change yourself?
Yes.
Because mom's not here right now.
What's the butt?
Huh? The button shirt?
Yes.
Okay.
I need what? Like shirt?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. He wants to go to church. Okay, go have a shower. And then just
Buddy.
put on whatever. Don't worry about it. Um so yeah. I want to make it look like it can be done.
Mm.
And then I think other people will do it. And if I can try to like give some sort of a blueprint or what's worked for me, because like there's a lot of people who make money in the agriculture industry,
Mm.
and we don't hear anything from them. I try not to, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
from them.
Uh-huh.
Okay, like I don't know how it's done. How do we try to not swear, but like honestly, like like the like that's why Jesus was so inspirational, or that's why he's such a uh an inspirational figure or motivational figure, is because like he created a pathway to
Mm.
God that, like we can follow.
Mm.
And it's like, hey, Jesus, like, hey, like if you just like acknowledge that you need me and that the only way to heaven is through me,
Mm.
you get to heaven.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 + 1 = 2. Like I can get on board with that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Because like everything takes faith. So I'll just personal stuff, like, so I'll believe that. I think there's a lot of evidence for Christ being real. So like there's the middle, like going back to the agriculture stuff. Huh? Oh yeah, I think that is Yeshua, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a small one. Yeah. He's trying to get ready for church. Sev is trying to get ready for church in the background. Um yeah, just to oh yeah, so there's kava, there's hundreds of Yangona kava dealers, middlemen, and nobody knows about the industry. Like it's all like smoke and mirrors, you know.
Mm.
Like if somebody works with me, they gotta know that like we're gonna blow it up. Like we're gonna like show people how we do it. We're gonna show people our numbers and stuff like that. But like that's the whole point, is like encouraging other people to
Yeah.
go and do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like there's people in the market,
Yeah.
but nobody knows. Everybody gets screwed over by the middlemen.
Mm.
There's people who are successful middlemen, or there's people who are successful vendors. And like there's always, and even with vendors in the market, let's say talking about agriculture industry, there's like this like shame like about being a vendor. At least with like our generation, like we don't want to sit in the market. Like that's like, well, it's like almost like embarrassing for us to like go and sit in the market.
Mm.
Like most of my cousins and stuff, they want nothing to do with it. But like they don't understand like the market. There's some very very wealthy market vendors, at least in
Oh,
Lambasa,
yeah.
because they're middlemen. Like a lot of them, they just buy it for $2, sell it for $3, buy it for $5, sell it for $7. Like they just take a cut off the top.
Mm.
But like there's just like, but nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Like people just hear things about how much money they make. Hey, hey, yeah. Why didn't you ask Twee to help you get ready
Let me get
behind the
ready.
camera?
Okay.
Do
All right. Let me just study this.
you want to give me another question?
Um. Yeah. Uh,
You gotta go put on some underwear.
what's your wife up to with the painting?
Oh, with painting?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She was asked by because she can't work in Fiji, so she was asked by a friend to just do a favor basically. So there's a friend of ours who's opening an awesome like pub in Senganga, and so she did some art for Fresh. Um,
Yeah.
you gonna do it?
Yeah. Yeah. I got it.
So Stephanie did some artwork for our coffee shop, and this guy asked if he really liked it, and so we've been meeting with him, and I've been helping him out with some business tips and stuff like that. And so he was like, "Hey, could you guys do some artwork on my wall?" And so Steph's like, "Okay." Like she's not getting paid for it or anything, but so she's doing like a huge. Am I gonna talk? Am I supposed to talk about this?
Yeah.
It's a big banana leaf, is what it is.
Mm.
It's like a oh, what's the word? It's been a long time since I've talked about art. Also known as never talked about art. Abstract. She's like into like modern abstract. That's just what she ends up creating
Yeah.
art. And so it's like a it's like a,
Pinterest kind of look.
yeah, kind of. Yeah. This is uh this is the most unique thing I think she's ever created though.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
I think
excited.
it's gonna be one of these things like you look at it, you love it, or you look at it and you just like that looks ridiculous. So I don't know. That's art though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's art. Like it's totally subjective, right?
Better than a banana duck.
Yeah, whatever it is. She ain't taping bananas to the wall. Um,
We got a ton of this.
yeah, I know. Hey, Leaky, you gonna go to church?
Any
Any other
any
question?
advice on what business to start in Fiji coming from overseas?
You can, if you wait a few months, you can have a fresh franchise, fresh tea and coffee franchise. Would that interest you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, um, that's what we're working towards
Come over here.
with tea and coffee, and
Yeah.
yeah, like boys, it hard. Like it's hard for me not just it's hard to not just plug myself because I honestly I don't understand much about like we're talking about this. It's so much smoke and mirrors with like the way that people do business here, and so
Mm.
like I can't recommend anybody because nobody talks about their businesses, and you don't know if anybody's actually successful.
Mm.
And it's a very closed off market, and so we're gonna come in and dominate.
Mm.
And like yeah, because I don't know anybody who's like opening up their business to like investment. So like I don't come from family money and you know like generations of wealth.
Mm.
So I need people like whoever's asking this question who want to open up businesses from Fiji. Like if you're coming from Britain or if you're coming from the US, your dollar doubles.
Mm.
So if you say bought a franchise of some sort and it had all of the documentation, it showed you what kind of down to like the personality type of person like you want to hire when you want like a front of house. These are the kind of shelves you use. This is the kind of wrap, like cling wrap that you use. Like we have all of that stuff documented, but nobody's like showing people like how to like open up businesses.
Mm.
And so that's what we want to do. I mean,
Yeah.
we just love business, and so like to open more of them, like achieves our mission as a brand, which is to create employment opportunities.
Yeah.
So, like, even with farming, and this is one reason why I've been slow to get the farming thing going, even though we've had the leases now for a few years. It's like, or no, 2 years, I think now we've had the lease, a year. And is that it hasn't achieved, it's not fast enough to achieve the goal of creating employment opportunities
Mm.
or achieve our mission. So, yeah, I I need to figure out how to do agriculture in a way that achieves my mission.
Mm.
And so,
I think you've answered Sana Melly's question too on that one. Is
okay.
like, John, have you ever tried to start or thinking of starting a job agency in Fiji for farms or big company, like finding jobs for people that don't have jobs in Fiji? Yeah, so I think you've
Come again
tried
with
it.
that?
Oh yeah. Have you ever tried to start or thinking of starting a job agency in Fiji for farms or big company, like finding jobs for people that don't have jobs in Fiji?
Oh, like we're talking like a zip recruiter or like a like something like that where like people can like you connect employers to unemployed people.
Uh-huh.
Like people like can just go on and look for jobs.
Uh,
Yes. Actually, I have thought about this and I will be getting in. I don't even know how to talk about this because I'm not having we we will be getting into the tech space and this will be part of it. And I'll
mm,
leave it at that. Yeah.
yeah, just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah, Hustle Dimes. I would love to get that franchise with you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Um I will give you what is the what's the email address that I was using there? Um one sec. Actually, I'll set up an email. You can just after this podcast, just give me like 20 minutes and then email franchise at wakafarms.com and we can chat. Franchise at wakafarms.com. That's Waka Farms, which is the plural.com. Franchise at wakafarms.com if you're interested in doing business with us in the future and being part of maybe a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, any other questions? Do we have anybody respond to our? Uh,
All right. From T-Bone Tyrone. T-Bone.
yep.
Is it hard to find good help that's reliable and not dodgy?
Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, it is hard. It's hard anywhere in the world. It's actually been easier in Fiji. Like, so the business in started like the we we started with a product and not with the marketing. Whereas like what we're doing with the Waka brand is we're starting by
Mm,
building a backstory and then we're just creating products off the back end of it. So we're getting so many applications, like say for this little coffee shop in Sagaga that we we can just pick and choose like the good ones. And
mm,
so actually in Canada it was harder because you you just need people to apply, and so you kind of you do your personality tests, you do the interviews, and you do your best to pick the people, but like you don't know them from a hole in the wall, right?
mm, mm,
So yeah, and so to summarize, it it is difficult anywhere in the world, but it's actually been easier for us here in Fiji than it has been in other places. Um, I got to stop saying that. I get
Say
so
what?
angry. It's so unprofessional.
Chuck and cheese?
Chalk and cheese. Yeah. Can you hear me again with that question?
The same one?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it hard to find good help that's reliable and not dodgy?
Yeah, and that's where I was gonna go with that. Is that like there's also like this and I know that's not necessarily what this person is saying, but like there is this like stigma in Fiji that like Fiji is like you can't trust them in Fiji, you can't trust employees. Like don't trust your employees in Fiji. Like Fijian employees will get you. Not Fijian Itaukei, I'm just saying like Fiji citizens will get you. It's like that's like everywhere in the world. I've heard so many people say that,
Mm,
like and it always seems like Fijians are the most critical of Fijians, and Indians are the most critical of like Indians. Like in like of like each race is like the most critical
Critical
of itself.
of its own.
Like and like Itaukei people, at least in my experience, and this is anecdotal, obviously it's just me, but like you always hear this thing. I might get roasted for this. I don't know. Like you always hear this thing like,
No, but
oh, Indians are so smart. Indians are so smart.
yeah.
It's like what is like I always like listen to people say that and I'm like, no, like you're smart too. You just do it in a different lane.
Mm.
Like like the majority of the Indo-Fijian population comes from is just cut from a different cloth because of the way that they ended up in Fiji. Like it's like it's bound. It's not surprising to me that like the two people groups here now are on such different trajectories. Like when it comes to say business or monetary wealth or whatever, it's because like Itoke Fijians like also need to like part of like preserving your culture is also like being proud of it and like owning it. Like there is a lot of wealthy people who look at what you have if you have a family or if you have a very simple life and they wish for that.
Mm.
And and they wish that they could have that, you know? Like just because you have money doesn't mean you have friends. Just because you have money doesn't mean just you have a big house doesn't mean that you're happy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like I think both people groups like have a place and I think anybody can be cross cultural. You know, in the way that like people talk about like, oh, that like, oh, Indians are so smart. You know, it's like no, like because when you say that, you're saying what you're saying actually is that like you're not smart or like you're not as smart as like that
person.
and it's like whatever that what they just did like it's actually really simple. You don't have to like make it seem like it's something you can't do too.
Right.
And that's why I feel like you know you're just taking the power out of your
Own self.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else?
Um. No. Just normally you need a boom mic, Jonathan.
Hey, come on, don't hate on my wish.com order. People are concerned.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I got this one.
go ahead.
Would you ever want to go back to your old lifestyle?
Yeah, yeah. There are certain things about the old lifestyle or our old lifestyle that I loved, and I think I've talked about it before. Like, I loved all the things that we loved, but I don't want the things that we didn't love. Does that make sense? You know, like I mean, like life was like we lived in like a nice part of town, but it was a small, tiny little house. I don't want to go back to that. Like the house is way nice, but I prefer this one. You know, there's certain things about that one that I did prefer, but like it was so tiny. I got to the point where I was like frustrated about like simple things about like my good friends, and like I was the problem. I was the one who was like not appreciating, you know, their company and
Right.
stuff like that, and so I needed to give myself like I needed to change my situation because they weren't the problems. I was the problem.
Mm.
Like you know how like if you hang around people for like a long time,
Long
you start
time.
becoming really critical of them.
Yeah.
Like it's easy. Like
Yeah.
once you as you become better and better friends, you start having more negativity towards people.
Yeah.
And that's what I was finding.
Mm.
Here comes the painter lady herself.
Honey, I'm home.
So did you finish?
Oh no, I have quite a bit left to do. Well, like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want red and orange and some
Did
more.
she? What did you think?
I think they like it. I don't know what I think. But
Can I show everybody?
yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I put it on our story.
Oh, you
Actually,
did?
Just go check out our
Oh,
story.
okay, go check out our story then.
Yeah.
Go check our story. I think that's enough for today.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, baby. Seva's in church right now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go join him. We appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining on the mat. And please us again tomorrow and send us more questions. DM or Facebook. We'll write everything down. We have a document with talking points, with like news stuff like that. But it's actually way funner, like answer you guys' questions and like interacting. So please do that more. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.